Hi class, in this tutorial I'm going to talk you through how to try to organize your review of literature. You should have at least 6 analyzed articles to start with. So please go back to the videos on how to analyze an article and the information that you need from those articles before you continue with this tutorial. If you have your 6 articles or more and you're ready to go, I'm going to show you a process of how to start to put those together. So this is an example of a review of literature that I performed for my dissertation when I was in PhD school. And while my dissertation was much more detailed than the 2 pages that I'm going to show you, this is a snippet of the review of literature. My research topic is on health locus of control. Notice I didn't say question, I said topic. So I'm going to start broad with my topic in my review of literature, and I'm just going to give you a background of health locus of control. As you can see, this first paragraph begins by health locus of control is the perception individuals have of how much control they have over the health events that happen in their lives. Research centered around this concept is based on the development of health locus of control scale by Walston, Kaplan, and Maids, and also the multidimensional health locus of control scale by the same authors. I'm not going to read it word for word. You can continue to read this first paragraph, and you will see that what I'm doing in this first paragraph is providing a background or an introduction into health locus of control. Not many people understand or know what that topic refers to, so I'm taking this first paragraph to lay a foundation or a background, okay? Notice I have several citations through here. I have Walston from 1976, again another Walston from 1978. I have additional citations here with the last sentence of the first paragraph. I do want you to read through this paragraph and kind of understand what I'm doing here, but the first paragraph is an attempt to provide an introduction. Then I move to a little bit more of a specific focus starting in the second paragraph. And you can see how I am taking it from a broad perspective and I'm starting to narrow down to my research question. You can do this with the 6 articles. Mine is a little bit more intricate with a lot more articles, but you can organize your articles in a sense of the first article you talk about is more of a broad article that develops some introduction-based information. The next few articles might start to narrow that down a little bit as you start to narrow into what your research question may be. Even if your research question isn't final, you can get close. You'll see that I then move to research within the locus of control in the spiritual realm. I know that some of you are interested in that. I'm just showing you again an example of this. So I'm changing gears just a little bit. I'm becoming more specific within locus of control. Okay, and that's what this particular paragraph does. It's still somewhat of an introduction because it's introducing spiritual locus of control, but it's starting to become more specific. Then you can see that the next few paragraphs are actually very similar. This study, Holt, Clark, Kruder, and Rubio, examined African American women and their relationship between spiritual health locus of control, so on and so forth. Next paragraph, another author, another article, another research study did a similar study on African American women as well. This particular study, Debnam et al. In 2012, also used the African American population. So you see now I'm starting to group articles together that are similar. Okay, and each paragraph is on one particular article. Now, this is my dissertation. Yours needs to be more detailed for each article. I need to know that you have those 3 paragraphs that we've discussed in previous videos, that you can do that with your analysis. As I continue, I'm starting to transition again to spiritual health among college students. And then working from college students, I begin a better understanding of why do we have most of the research in this area in one population And why can't we transition that research into another population? So in this particular topic, a lot of spiritual health has been done in the African American population, especially in the South. I am interested in spiritual health as it relates to college students. So I start to then transition into spiritual health among college students. And these next two paragraphs really cover any spiritual health that's been conducted among college students that can relate to locus of control or anything else. And finally, I start to narrow down to my specific point, and you can see that here. Research among college students has established that spirituality may play a role in health, grades, and involvement of student activities, so on and so forth. Specifically, students who reported a higher level of spirituality were more likely to report better health, greater participation in physical activity, and greater life satisfaction than those who were reporting a low level of spirituality. It's clear that college is a time of growth and reflection, at least spiritually, for most students. Yet important questions are raised. If the majority of students surveyed demonstrated a belief in God, why are the majority of students increasing damaging health habits such as lower physical activity and increased alcohol consumption? Again, this is just an example for you to see how I started with a very broad topic, health locus of control. I introduced it. I defined it, I gave examples, I went into a population where health locus of control is commonly studied, and then I linked that to my interest of studying health locus of control within college students. I know this is a little bit of a longer video, but I hope that this helps you work through how to organize your literature review. If you've listened to this video in its entirety, you have an extra credit opportunity. I'd like for you to take this attachment that I will attach to this video, and I would like for you to submit it with the appropriate headers as I've described throughout this process. So you do need headers throughout your literature review to break it up. If you were to look at this by itself, it looks boring and mundane to read. You will go through and put in headers. For example, I'll give you a hint. This first header would probably be introduction. You could use headers to group articles together based on population. Hint, hint. You could group headers together based on summary or research question. You could group headers together based on the commonality that the studies share that you're going to talk about. You only need about 2 to 3 headers total in your literature review. But if you complete your headers, I'll give you, for this particular example, I will give you 5 extra credit points. Let me know if you have questions. Thank you.